I just read Journey into Mystery number 99 from December of 1963, the first appearance of Mr. Hyde, of course, based on the Robert Louis Stevenson character. This is by Stan Lee with art by Don Heck. So Mr. Hyde is waiting for Thor to leave, and Thor keeps begging Odin to let him marry Jane Foster. And maybe he can make her a god, but she's pining over Don Blake, saying, "You think he really likes me?" Meanwhile, we get the origin of Dr. Hyde. He was just a regular dude who became named Calvin Zabo, who, inspired by the Robert Louis Stevenson novel, concocted a fortune that made him this big, strong, ugly dude, Mr. Hyde. So he decides that since even his fingerprints change, he's not going to be connected to any crimes once he turns back to Calvin Zabo. So Thor keeps saying, can we get Jane Foster to be a god, I want to marry her, and Odin's kind of feeling bad about it. But back to our story, he crashes into Don Blake's office because Don Blake wouldn't give him a job back in the day. He was going to get a job as an assistant and then rob him, which doesn't seem like the best setup. Like, why would you rob a doctor? Like, I don't know, they don't keep a lot of cash around the office, I think even in 1963. So anyway, Don Blake has to get away to, strike the staff. So he falls out the window, becomes Thor. Thor rescues Jane, and she's like, "Oh, Thor," and he's like, "Oh yeah." And we get this battle where Mr. Hyde decides that he's going to. I think he's impersonating Thor this time, is he not? That seems to be the thing. They don't really make it clear in the story, but Thor robs a bank. Because everybody, robbed banks in 1963 comics. And then we get a cliffhanger until issue number 100, which would be really, I guess, the second Marvel comic after Strange Tales, 200 issues. Am I right? I think so. Then we get this story by Lee and Lieber with inking by Matt Fox about some alien race that is overpopulated. And we get, I think this is the third installment of the Tales of Asgard, which are evidently based on Norse mythology. But to be honest with you, what I know about Norse mythology is from Marvel comic books. So basically, back in the day, we have Surtur, the fire demon. Saw him at the beginning of Ragnarok, or actually throughout. And then Odin defeats him, puts him in the center of the earth, and sends the earth spinning around the sun and builds a railroad bridge and all that sort of stuff. These stories were by Lee and Kirby. So he builds the Rainbow Bridge, and Surtur's captured in the middle of Earth.